Right now at 10, Iowa caucuses. Republicans turn out to cast their votes for who they want to be the party's presidential nominee. And La Crosse police are investigating a report of shots fired over the weekend. Plus, proposals for new district maps. An analysis shows Republicans would likely keep their majorities in the state legislature.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is on assignment. Well, frigid temperatures and a wind chill advisory, that's what we're experiencing right now. Let's send it straight over to Greg Barnhart for the latest on how long this is going to last, Greg.
We got a few more days of really sub-zero or really cold temperatures, maybe another 24 hours to really cold, low temperatures or wind chills, and that's why the alert day is really till noon tomorrow. We will still see wind chill after that. I just don't think it'll be as long or persist below average as much. The wind chill advisory is out till noon. There's actually another one for Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning that's not displayed. So once again, dangerous wind chills if you're out and about. There's your high temperatures. Barely got above zero in some areas. And in fact, some areas were below zero. So depending on where you're at, current temperatures right now are well below zero. And it just plays a part in valley locations, elevations, and cloud cover, how these temperatures can vary across the area, vary pretty much within about 25 to 35 miles, depending on where you are. But you can see -8 there to 0 as you get to Winona. So that's what we're dealing with. Feeling like 17 to 25 below wind chill, with some wind chills once again towards the open country, getting to 30 with the winds are a little bit stronger, and that's why the wind chill advisory is still out. So once again in the morning, it's going to be that wind chill between about 20 and 25 below for La Crosse, getting down to -6 with some cloud cover increasing. That'll keep the temp from dropping too much. You'll notice the winds begin to pick up, and then for Eau Claire, similar story. Wind chill will get maybe up to 0 by noon. So once again, we're looking at that too. As overall, we'll be updating more of the ski places as we get them open more, or at least their operations start increasing. We don't have any snow, but we do have some warmer temperatures on the way eventually. It's going to be probably till the end of the weekend till we see that.
So I might have to wear another turtleneck tomorrow then.
Yes.
You too, maybe.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Greg. La Crosse's day warming shelter will be open another day. The city announcing the extension as cold temperatures slam the region. The shelter is located at 621 3rd Street North and will be open tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A reminder, the shelter is not open overnight. Well, it is caucus day in Iowa, the first major road test for presidential campaigns. News 8 Now's Ken Kalzarowski joins us from there with the latest. How's it going over there, Ken?
Oh, Emily, here in sub-zero Iowa, Republicans were tasked with the question Trump versus the field. And overwhelmingly tonight, they're taking Trump, the former president, with a strong showing here in the Iowa caucuses, which, as we know, is the first real barometer of how candidates are or are not connecting with voters. Polls still coming in around the 90% mark as of this point, but Politico reporting about 53% of the votes going to Donald Trump, about 21 for Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida, and 19 for former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Now here in Lansing, Iowa, here in Allamakee County, the precinct we were at just down the road from here, 63% of caucus goers there voted for Trump, about 14 for Ron DeSantis, 13 for Haley, only 5 for Vivek Ramaswamy. And when Trump was announced the winner for our precinct that we were attending tonight, there was a strong round of applause. And caucus goers who support Trump tell us that his path forward is the only path forward for America over the next 4 years.
When I look at Donald Trump, I'm looking at somebody that is going to turn things around to where they were previously, get rid of the regulations, bring the dollar back to what it should be.
As UWL political science professor Anthony Chergosky told us before the polls opened this evening, the race for second is absolutely key for some of these candidates, and it was all about the perception of whether you exceed or fail expectations. If you poll tonight a little bit higher than you were going in, you've got a little bit of momentum for the New Hampshire caucuses later this month, and if you fall below expectations, you're facing quite an uphill climb for the rest of the election cycle. Now, currently, as we mentioned, about 21% for Ron DeSantis, 19% for Nikki Haley. So there isn't a distant third place, which is good for both of those. As political pundits say, again, if you fall way below expectations, it's almost a sign of needing to perhaps even drop out of the race. So we don't have that scenario here. But again, a front runner indeed for Donald Trump. So the other thing tonight is that the results here in the Iowa caucuses are essentially what polls going into today were going to project. So the question now becomes, if the nominees are essentially known in advance, Donald Trump being a clear frontrunner, polling quite favorably across the nation, how important is the Iowa caucus in this electoral process? And some voters tonight told us it's essential because it gives, especially Iowans, the opportunity to engage with that local process at an even younger age.
So it's important to be a part of the due process, understand it, and especially even at a local and county level, there are things that happened tonight that didn't happen in the last caucus that I participated in. So it's always a good learning experience, and it gives people a chance to get involved.
Only one caveat, she was hoping for a few other under 40 aged voters like herself in attendance. We only saw about 3 here in Lansing, but for all intents and purposes, Trump looking like the clear GOP frontrunner after a successful Iowa caucus tonight. Reporting live in Sub-Zero Lansing, Iowa, I'm Ken Kozorowski for News 8 Now. Emily, back to you in the studio.
All right, great coverage. Thank you, Ken. Stay warm out there. La Crosse police are investigating a shots fired call. In a statement, authorities say they responded this weekend to shots fired near the 1800 block of George Street. Shell casings were located during the investigation. A short time later, officers were notified of a victim with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Authorities learned an altercation happened before the victim was shot. The investigation is ongoing, and anyone with information is asked to contact Investigator Tolstad or the La Crosse Police Department. Those numbers are listed on your screen. We will also have them posted on our website, news8000.com. Marshfield Clinic Health System is furloughing some workers. In a statement to News 8 Now, a representative for the health system said 3% of the group's employees will be furloughed, mostly in non-patient seeing departments. The decision comes in response to rising supply and labor costs. The representative said, quote, "Providing health care in our rural geography comes with challenges, and it's imperative we think differently." He added it's vital to use, quote, "staffing resources as efficiently and effectively as possible to make sure resources are used where they are needed the most." The Wisconsin Supreme Court threw out the state's legislative maps. Now involved parties are proposing new district lines. An analysis of the proposals found Republicans to likely retain majority control in the legislature, but their dominance would be reduced. Republicans currently have a supermajority in the Senate, and they're 1 seat away from that in the Assembly. State Republicans would be able to override a veto if they achieve supermajorities in both. Now a pair of consultants hired by the court will analyze the proposals. A report is expected February 1st. This afternoon, staff and students at Viterbo University gathered to celebrate the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Speakers shared stories to uplift the legacy of Dr. King and provided a space for learning. News 8 Now's Shaquille Davis has the details. Shaq?
Emily, Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15th, 1929. Viterbo does a celebration yearly to educate.
We can use the lessons of Dr. Martin Luther King as we move together as a just society, as we move together as a welcoming society, recognizing the fact there's more that unites us than divides us as a people.
Senator Brad Pfaff sent this Facebook post out in honor of MLK Day before he arrived at Viterbo for the day of service, learning, and celebration of Dr. King's legacy. He says he has the ultimate respect for Dr. King and has learned a lot from the late Reverend.
We can continue to move forward as a society, and we move forward as a society in which we welcome one another and we continue to build a sense of community.
Dr. Melissa Murray, the Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Viterbo, says that today is all about 2 words.
Education and appreciation for areas of difference, for understanding, and for learning and hearing other people's perspectives in a way that is non-judgmental, is celebratory.
Attendees learned the city of La Crosse was the 5th whitest city in the U.S. in the early 1900s, a statistic Dr. Murray says makes this day even more important for the region.
I think especially important in a predominantly white community, to be able to understand and hear the voices and perspectives of people that are different from us, and to understand the value in the diversity that they bring in total to the community.
Later that evening, the 2024 MLK Junior Leadership Award was given to Will Van Roosenbeek, who has worked in the community for 31 years.
I am beyond blessed, honored, and overjoyed to introduce tonight's 2024 Martin Luther King Jr. Leadership Award recipient, Will Van Roosenbeek.
Now, Van Roosenbeek has been the leader in the LGBTQ+ community for many years and received this award for his efforts. He also is the director of the Pride Center at UWL. Emily, back to you.
All right, thank you, Shaq. Iran-backed militants have been attacking container ships in the Red Sea since November. The violence has forced commercial shipping companies to avoid the area, and now oil companies are following suit.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Iran-backed militants who say they're taking revenge for Israel's war on Hamas and Gaza have been attacking container ships in the Red Sea since November. It's one of the world's most important trade routes. The violence has forced commercial shipping companies to avoid the area, and now oil companies are following suit. Oil prices are already starting to climb. On Friday morning, U.S. crude climbed as much as 4.5% to $75.25 a barrel. Gas prices remain relatively low, but may not be around for long.
We use about 100 million barrels of oil every single day, and that will certainly have an effect on price.
Summer says roughly 18 million barrels of oil travel every day through what's known as the Strait of Hormuz. But the situation in the Red Sea is so tenuous that oil tankers and commercial ships are taking a totally different route, all the way around the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. That adds days to the journey. Still ahead, keeping our furry friends warm. As we try to protect ourselves from the cold, it's also important to remember our pets, who need some extra attention during the winter weather.
For good news, we are now bottoming out for the average high and low for January. We're going to start finally climbing out, but it's going to take a while. I'll break down when we might actually get closer to freezing, and if we have any precipitation, the forecast, all that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
We've done many, many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Hardee's Double Deals start at $2.99. Choose a double cheeseburger, bacon double cheeseburger, or new barbecue bacon double cheeseburger. $2.99 never looked so good. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Save over $1,400 for the first year. Call 855-231-7007. Spectrum Mobile includes nationwide 5G and the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line. Call 855-231-7007 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
They say post it or it didn't happen. But out here, in the places we were made for, you'll have to take our word for it. Find somewhere the internet's never been. With a family of Broncos designed to get you there.
Get 1-9 financing for 66 months plus $2,000 flex by cash on Bronco Sport. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Choose your favorite flavors for endless combinations. 2 wraps, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
The Board Store Home Improvements. Everyday low prices on bathroom remodels for seniors and families. Contact us today for a prompt, free estimate.
This week's Arctic blast is not only impacting us, but also our furry friends. Veterinarians are encouraging people to pay extra attention to their pets during this cold weather. According to Dr. Douglas Kratt with Central Animal Hospital, he encourages owners to go out with them or to keep your hand on the doorknob when letting them outside. Kratt says anyone with outdoor pets should have extra food, a clean bowl of water, and a dry doghouse. He also recommends taking extra caution when bringing them inside. Kratt adds that frostbite and chemical exposures from salt are the most common type of pet illnesses he's seen in this type of weather. Well, the cold is certainly affecting us all, including the wind chill advisory we're under right now. Let's send it over to Greg with the latest.
Yeah, certainly a cold blast that's coming across the U.S. and diving all the way to far southern Texas. If you kind of see the temperatures right there going on right now, we are going to see some changes here, but it's going to take probably another 3 to 4 days before this whole pattern begins to shift. So overall, still cold, nothing quite unusual for this time of year. We do see this occasionally during January, but it's the first one we've seen. But overall, the pattern for the next several days is really just going to see cloud cover off and on come through. A few systems will pass well to the south or east, but the only thing that we're keeping a track on is eventually a front will pass to the south by Wednesday. A little bit of cooler air behind it, but really not much of a difference. More active weather to the east stays that way as it dives south. Now up to the north, there is a front coming, and that's the one that's going to provide maybe another opportunity for some colder air briefly come Friday and Saturday. But for wind chills, what we're still in that advisory through about tomorrow morning, still above 25 to 30 below. By the time we get to noon, we're still going to be in that 10 to 15 to 20 below range, but we will see some improvement tomorrow. Unfortunately, the wind's still going to pick up a little bit tomorrow than it was today, so it'll keep those wind chills kind of in that same range going into through tomorrow night, but we're not going to see a lot of 20s to 30s, more 15 to 20 range as you go into Wednesday morning. So we're still going to be dealing with this below zero wind chill. It just won't be as bad as we go into Wednesday. Wednesday, the temperatures actually climb up. Here's that front that's going to come through, kind of dive south. Not expecting to see any type of much snow or flurries with that as it comes through, but it will give us another brief shot of colder air. So coming into Saturday morning, we'll see our temperatures fall back into the teens, potentially below zero. But that's it then. Things begin to change. You see out west, the pattern begins to get more active. Winds start coming up from the south. So by the time you get to Sunday, we're really going to see temperatures bump all the way up to almost freezing out of the strong southerly flow. Unfortunately, comes with this pattern change is better shot for rain or snow. Unfortunately, more rain probably as we work our way into next Monday, Tuesday. We're going to have to keep an eye on this track here of the storm. This is the next one that's coming. But for right now, it's fairly warm given the temperatures and the way this pattern is. So once again, we have a change coming probably Monday and Tuesday of next week where we could bump up our temperatures. The only thing with this is this whole area is covered with snow right now. So even if that wind comes from the south, it's got a lot of snowpack to go over. So we'll have to see how warm we can actually get. Can we get above freezing or hit to the 40s? And with this could lead to fog too. Once you get that warm air over cold conditions like a surface, you can lead to some dense fog issues. But overall for the temperatures, you'll notice a lot of blue through here till Friday. But once we get past that, notice it starts to shrink and we start to see more pink. The pattern begins to change. We begin to get approached to average to then above average potentially by next weekend. We could go above freezing. Right now our average temperature is about the mid to upper 20s. So that gives you an idea. It's going to change, but it's going to take a while to get there. Overall for tonight, you'll see temperatures get down to probably the single digits. Once again, the wind chills up to 30 below. Tomorrow will be above zero for most locations. Westerly winds strong. They'll give you some wind chill once again around 10 to 15 below zero. As you look at the 8-day forecast, you can notice the temperatures do bottom back up to Friday morning. Then we bump up for the weekend. And there's that pattern change potentially coming as we get towards Sunday and Monday, as you see the temperatures there. And that comes with a chance of rain or snow. So we do have a pattern change coming, but it's going to take some time. You know, we're still going to have to do with cold temperatures probably through about Saturday morning, and then things do change.
Until probably May also, right?
Yes.
What do you
we
mean
can get more of that.
Saturday?
We can get more of this, below zero temperatures through February. It's just for this stretch we're going to be done with.
Gotcha. All right. Thanks, Greg. We'll be right back with Cade with sports.
Dear Winter, our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready. Bundle up, Toyota.
Get 4.99% APR financing for 60 months on a rugged Toyota Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Cold weather and winter winds remind us that old windows and doors are not our friends. New windows and doors, expertly installed by certified installers, bring comfort, convenience, energy savings, and a great new look. Begin now in choosing just the right windows for your home. Order now and avoid the inevitable price increase in the new year. No worries about missing a promotion. The Board Store offers you the best possible price every day and any day. Contact us online or visit our showroom for a prompt free estimate on windows and doors or other home improvements.
News 8 Now and the Co-op Credit Union are taking part in Chase the Chill.
Chase the Chill is a project across North America that provides warm clothing to people in need. Scarves, hats, and gloves are hung on trees in parks with notes attached to them, letting people know they can take them.
Co-op Credit Union in our community are conducting our own Chase the Chill campaign from December through February.
Together, we can keep our community warm this winter.
Donations will be accepted at the Co-op Credit Union location in Alaska.
I love that my daughter still needs me, but sometimes I can't help due to burning and stabbing pain in my hands. So I use Nerve-Vive.
Nerve-Vive's clinical dose of ALA reduces nerve discomfort in as little as 14 days.
Now I can help again. Feel the difference with Nerve-Vive.
Sometimes Jonah wrestles with falling asleep, so he takes ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, and wakes up feeling like himself. Get the rest and be your best with non-habit-forming ZzzQuil.
Dear Winter, our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready. Bundle up, Toyota.
Get 2.99% APR financing for 60 months on a tough 2023 Toyota Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Cade Overton.
The winter sports season is heating up as we've got just over a month left in the regular season with teams still trying to prove themselves, which makes for some really fun basketball. And that's exactly what we had tonight. There we go. And that's exactly what we had tonight at Central High as the Lady Riverhawks were hosting the Logan Rangers. First half Rangers trailing, but Liberty Sprain working the post, one dribble and puts it in to cut the lead. Later, how about some defense? Sprain again, getting a huge rejection. That has their team fired up. Rangers would end up taking the lead, but the Riverhawks come storming back. Alana Simpson, pull up jumper, nothing but net. We would be all tied at halftime, and then check out the ending of this one. 15 seconds to play. Central down 2. Simpson off the glass plus the foul. She would drain the free throw as the Riverhawks survive 48-47. Over in Caledonia, the Warriors taking on 7th-ranked Dover Iota, tied up in the first half. Warriors first shot misses, but look at Aubrey Klug, gets the rebound and puts up the nice reverse layup. Warriors lead. Later, Klug with the hot hand, driving past the defense, gets the shot up and gets it to go. Warriors rolling. First half winding down. Klug finds Nicole Bantz all alone, and Bantz makes them pay. Knocks down the three, and then on the inbounds, Klug finds Josie Foster, who gives it right back, and Klug drains the three. Warriors get the big win, 66-50. Let's head to Winona. The Cotter girls hosting Chatfield tonight. The Ramblers red hot early on. Kata Thiernan connects from downtown. Cotter goes up 4. And then the home team not slowing down. Madison Hazelton up strong, count it, plus the foul. And then you got to see this. Later in the half, Clarissa Sauer saves it from going out of bounds, right on the money to Hazelton for the easy lay-in. Ramblers rolling at this point up 8. But that's when Caitlin Ubel starts heating up, first with a long 2, and then it's Ubel spotting up from beyond the arc. You bet. Cotter goes up double digits as the Ramblers kept it rolling all night long. They cruised to the win, 73-42. Yesterday, Green Bay went down to Dallas and dominated the Cowboys in a huge upset win. Not only that, but Jordan Love showed up and was the best player on the field. Love was about as good as you could be in the playoffs, going 16 of 21 for 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Love is the first Packer QB to lead the team to a playoff win in his first season as the main starter. The Packers saw something in Love that not everyone could see when they first drafted him, and now he's got the attention of the entire nation.
It just shows the growth that he's had from his first start versus KC to now. Just so proud and happy for him. He's a dude. He is a real dude.
We also got to give credit to the Packers defense. They went into Dallas and shut down an offense that had won 16 straight home games. They were locked in from the very beginning and came up with a big play after big play.
Man, we needed that. We needed that spunk. We needed to quiet the crowd down. And, when we get interceptions, that's always going to do it, and especially the pick 6 with Sav. So, yep, we needed that.
Well, they're going to need it next week again because they have to face the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners averaging just under 400 yards of offense a game and have weapons at almost every position on the field. But if the Packers come to play like they did yesterday, then anything can happen. This one's set for 7 o'clock next Saturday. We'll have more on that matchup throughout the league, but that's all I have for sports. We'll be right back.
Hy-Vee hot deals are burning hot. Halo's Mandarins, $3.88 for a 3-pound bag. Hy-Vee Angus Reserve Chuck Roast, $4.99 a pound. And Lay's Kettle Cooked or Munchies, $1.99 each when you buy 3. Only at Hy-Vee.
All the Taco Tuesday excitement at Taco John's can really start to mix things up. Just look at these delicious simmering Tuesdays. And on this taco, Tuesdays are only $1.19. See you on taco at Tuesday John's. Taco John's.
At US Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone from US Cellular.
She's here.
Then, give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at US Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
News 8 Now presents Center Stage, powered by Maury's. Now, what we want to talk to everybody about is the Center Stage program.
Maury's is proud to partner up and really support nonprofits in our community.
A lot of these places don't have a budget to advertise with. So Maury's stepped out and said, we're going to donate this time and we're going to let the community know.
We have 7 great stores that are participating, which is all in the Cooley region. So there's a lot of opportunity to help these nonprofits.
And we'll see you on the next Center Stage, brought to you by Maury's.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present the Community Calendar.
It's time for La Crosse's 32nd annual Great Tri-State Rail Sale, with over 300 vendor tables featuring all scales, equipment, and accessories. Saturday, January 27th at the La Crosse Center. Come join us for the 101st annual Snowflake Ski Jumping Tournament, February 2nd and 3rd, County Road P, Westby.
For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Get a large 2-topping take and bake pizza for just $10.99.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Save every day with Hy-Vee Perks prices. Hy-Vee shredded cheese, Hy-Vee Perks price $1.99. Gala apples, Hy-Vee Perks price $1.48 a pound. And Hy-Vee Chunk Light Tuna, Hy-Vee Perks price 77 cents. Sign up for Hy-Vee Perks today.
One Middleton High School student is getting ready for graduation, but there's something halfway around the world she has to do first.
This is pretty much the definition of an I've made it moment.
It was kind of a euphoric feeling in a way.
When Middleton High School senior Estella Hasrick landed this jump, she also landed a ticket to represent the United States in the biggest youth winter sports event in the world.
And when I was at the bottom, it was like, oh my gosh, she did it.
She'll be one of 4 youth ski jumpers heading to South Korea this January to compete in the Winter Youth Olympic Games, jumping on the same hills Olympians did in 2018.
Those hills now they have a history behind them, and we'll also get to jump on them.
But before Pyeongchang, there was Black Hawk Ski Club here in Middleton, Wisconsin, and those hills have history too. It was at Black Hawk that Estella tackled her first ever jump at just 8 years old.
I was definitely a little nervous, but my strategy is just you count to 3 and then you go.
Eventually, Estella outgrew Black Hawk's jumps, so now she spends a lot of the year training and competing in other parts of the country.
We're like, if she's ever going to meet her goal, if she's ever going to get to that next level, she has to go to a place and jump the bigger hills on a regular basis.
These days, when she looks down a ski jump, the height doesn't make her nervous. But competing on the world stage can definitely bring the pressure.
Well, I have a really good sports psychologist, so that really helps, especially in ski jumping. I think it's probably 85% mental and 15% physical.
And it's all while she's still finishing high school at Middleton online and applying to college.
It's definitely a challenge.
But Estella has never been afraid of a challenge.
If you can sit at the top of a jump and go for it, you can pretty much do anything.
Because for her, that I've made it moment is worth it.
I'm excited to continue making my own path and my own journey through the sport and seeing where I end up.
We've done many, many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
30 years ago, it was my job to convince people to buy overpriced stuff they couldn't afford, they didn't want, and they didn't even need. Well, after doing that for 2 years, I decided people need to be informed, not convinced. So don't you think it's time to discover Firefighters Credit Union, where you can be informed and not convinced?
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Everything is getting smarter. Good thing your Touchstone Energy Cooperative has the knowledge and expertise to help you make smarter, work harder. Today, there are more ways than ever to make your world more energy efficient, and we can show you how. Take the next step to go electric and put the power of your co-op to work for you. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
In America, every day can be an adventure. That's why we created the Ford Explorer, an SUV for adventures big and small. It's designed to see what you can't with an available 360-degree camera and voice-activated Sync 3 to stay connected. Plus, it's the all-time best-selling SUV in America. Be adventure ready with Ford Explorer. Now, get a new 2023 Ford Explorer with 1.9% financing for 66 months, plus $3,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
All right, there's your wind chill and temps throughout the day. We're going to start off in the 25 to 30, but then throughout the day we should be in that 10 to 15. So still cold, but maybe not quite as bad. And it gets a little bit better Wednesday, Thursday, and then we drop back Friday, Saturday, and then good news next week. It'll be freezing.
I'm going to be that girl running in the snow soon. All right, have a good night, everyone.